See, we will, don't worry, all of you, please focus on the basics. Try to understand the basics. We are going to create an opportunity for all of you to connect the basics with your real-time problems. Right now, it may not be the apt time to connect your learning and your real life scenario. So you must first of all digest the basics. Then we are going to call you. I already told you. That time you talk about what you are currently doing. And then, for example, you are a design engineer. How can a design engineer use an hypothesis test? In that line, you have to share information about what you are doing to make it more, relevant and interesting. If unless and until you make us understand what are you doing, and we can't help you understand how this can be applied in your job. So we will take it up separately, right? Don't worry right now. Do you all see my screen, Meetup screen? All of you?
Yes, sir. We can say yes.
Vendor A, vendor B, vendor C. There are three vendors who are supplying, who are doing, supplying something. And the data here under vendor A, vendor B, vendor C are nothing but transaction time. Now tell me, transaction time, is it continuous data or discrete data?
Continuous data.
Very good. And your boss is telling you, finalize only one vendor. The company want to work with a vendor who is having a less transaction time so that my deliveries can happen on time. Right? Now what is the study we are doing? Okay, yes, it's your boss want to understand which particular vendor is performing distinctly better than the other vendors. It can be A, it can be B, it can be C. So vendor A has been working with you several years. B also working with you several years. C also working with you several years. But next month onwards, you are going to work with only one vendor. So you have taken certain transactions of vendor A. See here. How many transactions of vendor A are taken here?
120.
Close to 120 transactions. Similarly, vendor B 120, vendor C 120. So 360 data, 120 each is available. Now you are going to find out if there any specific vendor, one of the vendor is distinctly performing better than others. Now tell me what kind of hypothesis testing the situation leads to. Is it a test, t-test, or is it a test of average or test of proportion?
Test of proportion.
Very good. One guideline you got it. And now, how many groups you are comparing? Test of average means?
3 groups.
Yeah, 3 groups. Now, is it falling under 2 sample t-test or more than 2 samples?
More than two.
So what is this hypothesis testing called?
ANOVA test.
Very clear, right? You now understood this is definitely an ANOVA test. So what is the null hypothesis now? Tell me. What is the null hypothesis? Null means?
Not equal to.
Transaction time is equal.
See,
Not.
all of you stick to the basics first. Why you are getting confused is you are jumping to the real time. You are jumping to the application part of it. Without basics, application will definitely be wrong. So null is statement of equality or inequality?
Inequality.
Equality. First of all, digest this. Violating this, you cannot be successful in application right now. Now make a null statement for this particular problem. Vendor A, vendor B, vendor C. What is the null statement now?
Average transaction time A is equal to average transaction time B.
Transaction time of A equal to transaction time of B equal to transaction time of C. Beautiful. He also added average. Beautiful. So average transaction time of A is equal to average transaction time of B is equal to average transaction time of C. Why average? Because there are 120 data. Whenever you have multiple data, continuous data, we take decision using the average. This is null statement. Now what is alternate hypothesis, which is H1?
Not equal.
Transaction time of A
Is not equal to transaction B.
Not equal to transaction time of B and not equal to transaction time of C. How do you understand? First step is over. Null hypothesis is framed, alternate hypothesis is framed. Now I have to do the ANOVA. Go to stat, go to ANOVA. Go to one-way ANOVA. Why it is one-way ANOVA? We consider only one factor. What is the factor? Type of vendor. Vendor A, vendor B, vendor C. And what is our Y variable? Transaction time. So it is one-way ANOVA. When you want to understand how the transaction time is influenced by more than one factor, that is called multiple way ANOVA. It can be two-way ANOVA, it can be three-way ANOVA, and so on. Now, right now, there is only one factor we are studying, so it is called one-way ANOVA. Stat, ANOVA, and then one way. Click that. Now, Minitab is asking you where response data are in one column or in separate column. How is your data available? Is the data available in separate columns or data available in single column?
Separate column available.
So select the separate column. Now come here. Where is your data now? Data is in column 1, data also in column 2, also in column 3. Select all the 3 columns. Select it. All right. Now you can go to options. Assume equal variance. What is it saying? Assume equal variance. Is that the variances are equal or not?
No, it is not coming equal.
That is why I told you, before performing 2 sample t-test or ANOVA, you must do a variance test. Am I correct? I told you, remember or not?
Remember.
For variance test, when there are 2 groups, the variance test. When there are more than 2 groups, the variance test is called Bartlett test or Levin test. Right now, you have to do either a Bartlett test or a Levin test. I know this problem already. I have dealt it. Variances are equal, but you need to do the test. Right now, let us assume equal variance. So, shall I give assume equal variance here? Tick mark.
Yes.
What is the confidence level you want? 95%. When I take 95% here, what does it mean? Alpha is how much?
5%.
5%. And now the study is
One side.
Two-sided mean I only have inequality. I don't have greater than or less than, isn't it? Greater means right tile, less than means left tile. Now it is two-sided. I give okay. Again, I give okay. Now the Minitab has done the job for me. Whatever RK has taught you, taken care. If you have observed very keenly, very good. If you have not observed, then also you can be good because you have the Minitab. And now come to the Minitab analysis. Many things, many reports. This is called session window. Session window contains the report. One-way ANOVA method. Null hypothesis. What is the null hypothesis? All are equal. Alternate hypothesis. At least one mean is different. Clear? That is the inequality, isn't it? And now significance level, alpha equal to 0.05. How did Minitab know alpha equal to 0.05?
We have given 5%.
We have not
Variation
given
of 90%.
We have given 95%.
Confidence level, sir.
We have given 95% and Minitab has calculated it because there is a relationship between confidence level and level of significance. When I add them, it will be 100%. Now, equal variances were assumed, but actually in real life, you should not assume. You have to test that also. But right now it is an assumption. Now coming down. Factor. What is the factor? Vendor type is the factor. How many vendors are available? 3 vendors. That is called the factor level. You can set your factor at any level. Your company can work with A, can work with B, can work with C. Now you understand the terms factor and the levels. Now, this is the ANOVA table. This is the ANOVA table. But what is important to me? P-value is important to me. Tell me what is the p-value you are seeing here?
0.1.
0.104.
0.104. If your P value is 0.104, P value is equal to 0.104 means in terms of percentage, it is 10.4%. What is P value? Value is the,
Risk of observing the data.
I will just make it simple for you. P value is nothing but the estimate of type 1 error. Am I correct? P value is the estimate of type 1 error in your study or in our study. Am I right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So it is 10.4%. If the estimated P value is 10.4%, what is your confidence level?
89.6.
89. But how much is required for your new company?
95.
So your confidence level is less than 95%. Do you want to take a decision now? Do you want to take a decision now under this condition?
Yes.
See, your confidence level is less than 95%. What is your boss wants?
You want 95%.
And then when you take a decision, he will laugh at you. Am I right? You have to ignore the study. Why you must ignore? The study, the study is, it is statistically insignificant. What is important? Statistically insignificant. Why do I say it is statistically insignificant? My P value is more than 5%. Whenever my P value is more than 5%, I will say that the study is statistically insignificant. Clear? One second. Because my P value is more than 5%. Whenever my P value is more than 5%, I will say the study is statistically insignificant. When my study is statistically insignificant, what is the decision? What is the decision?
Ignore the,
Ignore the data set. Oh,
Do
study.
not reject the null. Do not reject the null. Do not reject the null means what is the practical meaning? I will not go with the data. I will continue working with all the three vendors. Understand? See, go to your data now. Where is your data? Yes, somewhere below. Come here. This is your data. Vendor A, 120 data. Vendor B, 120 data. Vendor C, 120. What is the average transaction time of vendor A?
5.7.
5.7 minutes. And the transaction time of B, 6.09. Average transaction time of C, 5.9. Now, whose transaction time is very low?
A.
A vendor.
So now my data is telling me that vendor A consumes lesser transaction time. But my P value is telling me that don't favor vendor A. My data is telling vendor A is consuming lesser transaction time compared to B and C. But my P value is telling me that there is no significance in it. Look at the difference. What is the difference between A and B? 5.7 and 6.0. How much it is? How much?
0.3.
0.3. And similarly, vendor C, 5.7 and 5.9. The difference is 0.2. This difference enough for you to say A is performing better than B and C? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
As an ordinary man, it is yes for you. But as a green belt, it is not an yes. It is not an yes because your P value is more than 5%. Clear? See, if you take a decision, it should make sense in real time. Sometimes what happens, the small difference, when you collect the data again, A, B can become, lower value. Will it happen? If I take another 100 data, what will happen? B can below 5.7, A can go above 6. Chance is there or not?
There.
If those things are happening and you are favoring A, Are you giving justice to your position? See, you are playing, see, vendor A is a company. Company's fate is decided by your decision. You must understand the importance of your decision. When you say vendor A is the better company than B and C, it should be true in reality also. It should not only be true with your data, it should be true in reality also, isn't it? Vendor B and C, they are going to lose the business because of your decision. So you have to be confident enough in arriving on the decision. That is what your P value is telling you. I have written here, P value is more than 5%. When P value is more than 5%, it is statistically insignificant. The difference is insignificant, very small difference. You are trying to validate. You don't have enough evidence to say. So don't reject the null. Don't reject the null means accept the null. What is the meaning of accept the null?
All transaction time is equal.
All vendors transaction time are equal. So what should you do as a manager? Renew the contract with all three vendors. That's all. This is what you should do. You are expected to recommend all the three vendors for renewing the contract for the next term also. Because according to the data which is available in your hand, you are not able to gain the required confidence level. All of you understand what I'm talking now? Right? Instead of that, if you simply believe the data and say that vendor A is better, then vendor B and C, will definitely get suffered. Clear? Agreed?
Yes,
Yeah, agreed, clear.
So don't worry about all the calculations that are happening in the background. We want to teach you, but we don't want to confuse you. So you first digest this, then again come to us. Probably in January 8th, we are starting a batch exclusively for black belt. That moment, I will teach you how the calculation works for p-value. I will teach you how the calculation works for f-value. Then I'll teach you everything, whatever number written here. Because what is once you must learn that, then only you will believe the power of all the tools. Right now, look for the p-value. P-value can be generated directly from Minitab. Feed the data, Minitab gives the p-value. Believe the tool, that's all. P-value less than 5%, I reject the null. P-value more than 5%, I don't reject the null. Please note, I am not commenting about alternate. I am only checking whether the individual is innocent or not. If he is innocent, yes, he is innocent, he can be released. If he is not innocent, I will only say he is not innocent. I don't say he is criminal. Clear? Decision is not on the alternate. In order to say he is the criminal, you can further investigate. Am I right? Right now, what is that you are saying is he is not innocent. He is definitely a potential culprit. And if you can now, somebody takes decision here itself, because this is only a short study, what we did. Hypothesis testing is a miniature version of the DOE. A small study we did, a small sample we have taken. Small sample can give only the direction, cannot take you to the final decision. So final decision you can take based on the direction given by the hypothesis testing, or you wanted to be 100% sure, proceed with some more experimentation. Some more experimentation is called design of experiments. One more important tool exists, which is called design of experiment. The design of experiment is an important tool in the packet of a black belt. Design of experiments can make you comment on your alternate hypothesis. Hypothesis testing can make you comment on the null hypothesis. Right now, we don't want to complicate. We don't want to do a lot of analysis. So we take decision at the hypothesis testing itself. But theoretically, our decision is only on the null hypothesis. right? Don't reject the null means accept the null. Accept the null means the vendors are performing at the equal level. Don't differentiate them. Don't show it. Don't be any, partial to anyone. Simply renew the contract with all the three. That means you are ignoring the signal that is coming from the data. Am I correct? Generally, as a layman, they listen to the data. Some laymen, they don't even listen to the data. That is one category. They simply believe everything people are saying. That is, they are working on opinion. But second level of people, they are working on data. But third level of people who are called green belt, they work on the fact. Got it? Even though the data is telling that A is better, you are ignoring the data. Why? Because the significance is not uptime. Clear now? Yes.
sir. Yes, yes, yes.
And now, before I close, okay, already late. Before I close, now the